My friends, I'm so sorry about the pricing of GPUs. It's not going to be very good. And we got some RTX 40 series details in case that matters. And do you want to get a CPU from a vending machine? Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brent host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news that I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast, enjoy a nice sip of your hot coffee, hot tea. We don't discriminate between those two around here. As long as you're not drinking kombucha, we're good. Awkward intros aside, let's get into the awkward conversation that is GPU pricing. It's not very good. New reports are coming out that are detailing the prices of GPUs in multi-regions, and they're aggregating all the data to find what GPUs are selling at what price, and they're going back up, not down, which is the exact opposite of what exactly we're looking for. This is in contrast to the previous trend where GPU prices were on the decline. I've seen this in comments across hot news where people are like, where was that GPU price decline that you were talking about? It happened. GPUs are definitely selling for cheaper now than they were back in May. Just because they're not at MSRP doesn't mean that they didn't come down in price, okay? Just so we're clear. I got GPUs recently way less than what they would have cost me before, like buying GPUs brand new from Newegg for almost MSRP. We're getting close, friends, but still not very good. If we take a look at this data trickling up from the beginning of August, prices of AMD GPUs are 164% of MSRP. The prices of NVIDIA GPUs are 159% MSRP, which is down from the low of 150% that it was at the beginning of August. It does look like it's ticking back up, and this is in conjunction with a report of something we talked about in hot news yesterday, that it looks like NVIDIA might be scaling back the production of the 3060 and 3060 Ti, as well as other cards, because of renewed COVID concerns and precautions that they have to take in different factories that might affect their ability to produce GPUs. So these prices could go back up as supply just cuts back just a little bit in the coming months. So GPU pricing going back up. Are you feeling the squeeze? Are you buying GPUs? We've got miners as well as gamers alike in the comments, so people just buying GPUs galore. Have you had a harder time getting your hands on that sweet spot GPU deal, or are you finding that you just don't care anyways, because as long as it's not MSRP, you ain't budget? Let me know all of that down below in the comments. I'm going to let you know about today's episode sponsor of Hot News, my friends, Liquid IV. This is something that I have been using very regularly because as I've been talking about in several episodes, because I guess a lot of our sponsors are relevant to it, I've been trying to get back in shape. I've been around shape, now I'm trying to get into a fit shape, and things such as Liquid IV are helping me to do that, especially with concerns of dehydration or making sure that I'm properly hydrated. Liquid IV is an easy way to make sure that I'm getting all of the electrolytes that I need in the water that I'm drinking, because the most efficient way to hydrate yourself is not with water directly, but water with electrolytes. And Liquid IV has what they call their CTT technology, which is essentially their way of delivering electrolytes to you and making sure that you're properly hydrated. So non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, made in the USA, Liquid IV with some amazing flavors. They recently launched Yellow Cherry, and this absolutely happens to be my favorite. My second favorite would definitely be the Tangerine. Also really enjoying the Lemon Lime. Tried out a little bit of the Passion Fruit. Really enjoy a lot of the flavors that they sent, and it's very simple. You just stir it into a glass of water and then you drink it. And if you use the link in the video description, use coupon code UFD_tech at checkout, you can get 10% off of your order with them. Big thanks to Liquid IV for sponsoring today's episode of Hot News, making sure I'm properly hydrated. And I felt like this story that I read while I was compiling Hot News goes right after a good drink sponsor, and that is, I accidentally inhaled flaming hot Mountain Dew up my nose and I feel so alive. Spicy. It's a portmanteau of It's combination sweet and spicy, my friends. In case you're wondering, the CNET article writer was trying to get the Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot thing out of its like promotional barrel that it came in, tried to use a spoon, that accidentally broke the can, shot spicy juice right up her nose. Absolutely horrible time. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, which I think there could be no better metaphor for the entire GPU situation right now. So just to rub in the burn a little bit right now, let's go ahead and talk about new rumors that are coming out about the RTX 40 series or Ada Lovelace GPUs that are now happening from well-known leakers, indicating that it's going to be on TSMC's 5nm process, which is something has been assumed, being reconfirmed by leakers out there, as well as the fact that it might be coming a bit earlier than expected, which would be late 2022 at this point. So maybe maybe middle of 2022. There's some indication we might be getting a Super Series refresh of like an RTX 3090 Super by the end of this year. We could potentially be getting RTX 40 by the middle of next year. We'll obviously have to wait and see if all of this pans out. But I know the sentiment you're sharing. Why do I care about next-gen GPUs when I can't get current-gen? We're just hoping that it's better next-gen, all right? Just live with me and hope, okay? Whatever despair and desperation you have, I want you to leave it at the door. It doesn't belong here with your breakfast hot news. I want nothing but positivity, optimism, and unicorns pooping rainbows out their butt. Catlin, cue up the clip from that old UFD tech video.
RGB motherboard done! Ah!
That was my wife, by the way. Cutest darn pooping unicorn you ever seen. Speaking of pooping unicorns, let's talk about the mythical creature that is the Cryptostonks update. Bitcoin down 3.3% on the day to be at 46,918. I did not want to rate my experience on this website. We also got Ethereum up slightly, 0.38% to 3218. Dogecoin down 3.46%. Let's talk about the meme stonks for a second. GameStop up 2% on the day. AMC also having a good day, up 6% to close at 43.33. Meme stocks coming in hot and heavy, and there's new indications that you might be able to trade them on a new platform, with PayPal looking to introduce a stock trading platform, at least according to somebody's LinkedIn profile, Richard Hagan, who is heading a new unit at PayPal for their consumer investment business. Whether or not this means that they're going to take on the likes of Robinhood and other stock trading apps that have given rise to the retail consumer remains to be seen. PayPal hasn't specifically commented on this, but this could be an exciting branch of reality for PayPal to divulge into, especially since they've already gone the crypto route. Them going into stock trading kind of goes hand in hand with what they're already doing. And I didn't understand how this went hand in hand with what was going on. There was reports coming out that the next generation iPhones will have low Earth orbit satellite connectivity, and I was just like, how is this gonna work? There's no cell phone carriers that would do LEO. You would have to like have this run by Apple themselves to potentially run iMessage, but it would just be way less efficient to do it over satellites. And the reports that are coming out now from Bloomberg clarifying this information is essentially saying that the hardware might be featured in the iPhone 13, but the software and all of that won't be turned on till much later. It's not probably relevant or ready for a launch with the iPhone 13, as well as the fact that this likely will be for things like first responders who don't have satellite services, like people fighting wildfires. They're not necessarily near cell towers, or potentially even the cell towers have burned down, and so they need to have some communication. That's what the LEO satellite communication could potentially do for them. We'll have to wait and see what the developments are there, but if that's how Apple's going to use it, I'm okay with that. And if people want to use Apple devices like this, I'm also okay with it. NetBSD booting up for the first time on an M1 Mac. A developer who has been tinkering with getting NetBSD running on the M1 Mac has finally shown a video of him getting it to boot up, and in case you're interested, we'll leave links in the video description. Unix on M1 could be exciting stuff. We'll keep you posted if there's any further developments. And there are further developments if you're a child living in China, and the development is that you're not allowed to play as many video games, okay, with China cracking down on the amount of games that children are allowed to play over the weeks, which is now going to be limited between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. on Fridays and weekends, all right? Why not just roll Friday into the weekend? So say like Friday through Sunday. That would just be much better, just like semantically. Anyways, as well as public holidays. So 3 hours a week is all that children are going to be able to game. This is down from the 1.5 hours per day that they were capped at, which started in 2019, but continuing to roll that out. So obviously there can be a whole lots of different conversations that happen surrounding this. I don't necessarily want to get into all of them because Hot News isn't really the place for that, in my opinion. You obviously have like the children's rights advocates. You also have like the, hey, video games rot children's brains and make them violent discussion points. And then there was one interesting take that I just want to bring up, is that this could potentially lead to and mean that China won't be competitive in the esports scene moving forward, because children won't be able to play and compete at the competitive level until they become an adult, or potentially 16. I'm not exactly sure the age when this restriction lifts, but this means that they would be getting a later start than children in other countries who are able to play from the age of like 2.5, where they're just sniping noobs on Fortnite and Warzone, all right? Making it so that you lose to everybody. I hate playing Fortnite. I'm losing to 3-year-olds. What do you think of China cracking down on video game times for children? I want to hear from you down in the comments. And GM cracking down on their production of the Chevy Bolt. We talked about previously how all Chevy Bolts are being recalled because they catch on fire. Well, the indication is that they're not going to produce anymore because, they haven't resolved the battery issues that caused them to catch on fire. So this is just the next logical step. Let's not make any more of a car we weren't selling in the first place. Brilliant stuff, GM. I'm very proud of you. ASRock and NZXT are making things, though. The Intel 600 series chipsets look to be debuting Z690, H670, B660, and H610 with various different versions of all these motherboards popping up from these vendors. NZXT's N7 and N5's, Phantom Gaming's Extreme, Steel Legends, all of those. You can check this link in the video description in case you're interested in next-gen Intel motherboard info. And are you interested in buying a CPU from a vending machine? Because I am. I would love that. Why am I hitting my table so much? I'm just so dang excited to see these boxes that are a freaking vending machine. Temper your expectation for a second, okay? Because it's not as cool as it's sounding right now, because there was a video posted showing all of this. But according to the video and other reports, this is part of a gotcha system where it's not actually Ryzen 5000 series boxes, but instead it works more like an arcade game where you're trying to win first or second gen Ryzen and you're not actually paying to get these CPUs. It's like, it's cool. Like, it's an arcade game that has Ryzen CPUs, so like, neat, right? Like that. It's in Japan. This is stuff that I want to see, but I'd rather have a vending machine. You walk up to Micro Center, you don't even have to go in the freaking store. They've got an AMD and an Intel vending machine of the CPUs right there. You swipe your debit or credit card and then bam, pops out your CPU. You run out. You don't have to talk to any nerds inside Micro Center. I love nerds inside Micro Center. I've never been to a Micro Center. I should probably rectify that. Anyways, before I insult any further people in my audience, I want to let you know that you should check out yesterday's episode of Hot News where we discussed how NVIDIA, AMD, market share going weird. GPUs are selling more than ever, but prices are going up. What is happening? Check out yesterday's episode of Hot News. I'll see you tomorrow for breakfast, my friends. Don't drink kombucha. Don't do cha. That was awful. Cancel the video. I'm done.